Hey everyone, welcome back to Everything Explained. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a mystery we all know too well: pain. Why does a stubbed toe feel different from a paper cut on someone else's hand? Why can the same hurt feel mild when you're distracted, but unbearable when you're worried? The short answer is this: pain isn't just a signal traveling from the body to the brain. Pain is a perception that your brain creates, using signals from the body, plus your mood, attention, memories, and surroundings. In this episode, we'll walk through what happens in your body, how your brain turns those signals into experience, and why the same physical event can feel so differently from person to person. First, let's start with the body bit: nociception. Our skin and organs have special sensors called nociceptors. They respond to danger, heat, sharp pressure, chemicals from injury. When something hurts, those sensors send signals along nerve fibers toward the spinal cord. There are different fibers: A delta fibers that carry quick, sharp signals, and C fibers that carry slow, throbbing signals. The raw message is simple: danger detected. But the journey isn't over yet. At the spinal cord, the message hits a kind of gateway in the dorsal horn. This is the classic gate control idea. The gate can either amplify or dampen incoming signals. Non-painful input, like rubbing a bumped knee, wearing a soft brace, or even tapping the opposite arm, can help close the gate a bit. That's why rubbing a bump or distracting yourself can make pain feel smaller in the moment. The gate is part of why pain feels malleable even when the body damage isn't changing much. Then the signal travels up to the brain, and this is where perception takes shape. The brain has a collection of areas often called the pain matrix, regions in the cortex and deep in the brain, including the somatosensory cortex that tells you where you feel it, the insula that processes the emotional side, and the anterior cingulate that helps with the effort of dealing with it. Importantly, this matrix is not just a map of the body. It's a construction site where emotion, memory, danger, and context all mix in. That's why a similar bump can feel different depending on where you are, who you're with, or what you're thinking about. Phantom limb pain is a striking example. Even when a limb isn't there, the brain still generates pain because it's a brain-driven experience. Now the plot thickens with top-down influences. Your attention can turn pain up or down. If you're worried or anxious, the brain expects trouble, and pain can feel louder. If you're focused on something enjoyable or engaging, pain often seems to fade. Expectations matter too. The famous placebo effect isn't magic. It's your brain releasing natural painkillers when you believe something will help. Conversely, nocebo effects, negative expectations, can make pain feel worse. Social context matters as well. Having support from friends, a caring clinician, or even a good movie can soften the sting. Pain isn't just a signal that stops once your tissue heals. Sometimes the system keeps firing after the injury is gone, which leads to chronic pain. The brain learns this pattern and can maintain a painful state even with little or no damage. The body has built-in ways to dampen pain, descending pathways that use endorphins and cannabinoids to quiet the signals. Treatments often combine physical activity, sleep, psychology, and medication to help these pathways regain balance. Mindfulness, cognitive behavioral approaches, and simple habits like regular movement and gentle stretching can tweak the brain's interpretation of signals rather than fighting the signals themselves. To bring it home, picture pain as a smart alarm system. It's alerting you to possible danger, but it's tuned by mood, attention, and what you've learned over years. Two people can experience the same stimulus, but their brains might set the alarm to different volumes. That's not weakness or something to fix with willpower alone. It's a natural feature of a highly social, context-aware organ, the brain. What this means for our lives is practical. Move a little every day, sleep well, talk with someone you trust, and learn to notice where your attention goes. If pain lasts longer than a few weeks or follows a big injury, seek advice. There are many paths that can help. Pain is real, but the brain can tune the message it sends, and that means you have tools, strategies, and support available. You're not alone in this, and with the right approach you can live with less suffering and more control. So keep listening, keep learning, and remember, your brain can learn to give you relief.